And welcome to another episode of From Brother's Basement, the show that basically celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And it's been a very interesting past week. There's a lot of stuff going on, a ton of conventions going on, both stateside and in Japan.
Oh, and Japan's the one that I really,
Tokyo
oh my
Anime
God, wish I
Fair.
could go to.
Yeah, Tokyo
Oh,
Anime Fair.
TAF, how I miss thee.
Yeah, it is so much fun over there.
TAF is awesome.
And from all the reports I'm seeing online and all the images people are taking, it's damn.
There's some really cool crap coming out, man. I mean, seriously cool crap.
And there was a pleasant surprise there at TAF that I came across. I was like, wow, really? It was, you can go on, I think it was AnimeNewsNetwork.com. Of course, they have their crew over there, and they're taking a bunch of pictures. They already have 3 updates to it. The third update is pretty massive, where they went around and took pictures of pretty much every single booth. And you know, you got your usual runners. You got your Gainax booth there. You got your Bones booth there. Toei Animation's there. Promoting Dragon Ball Z of all things. But it was the Bushy Road booth. And I was like, okay, what are you doing, supporting your card games or something like that? And on one side they are, but for some reason the entire motif of their booth is pink. I was like, no. And because you go on the back side of their booth, and it's all My Little Pony.
Oh, God.
Well, because they finally announced all the voice actresses, including the final 2.
Just had to sneak that in there, didn't you?
Come on. Everything geek and bronies is a part of
No,
geekdom.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I can start throwing.
It's all good.
I can start throwing more furry stuff into all this, you know. And I'm fine with that too.
I was going to say, how would that be a problem?
Exactly. Hey, I got it out of the way at the beginning. I got it out of my system, so now we can focus on everything else.
Okay. You're being defensive for nothing. It's all good.
I'm always defensive. What are you talking about? Shut up.
Hello, I'd like to talk to you about schizophrenia. No, you wouldn't. Shut up. Let him talk. Yeah, I know.
So how you been, Michael? What have you been up to?
I've been okay. I've been pretty busy this week. They've had a new guy come in at work, so I've been doing a lot of helping with the training and stuff. So that's been an adventure. Other than that, just been in my copious amounts of spare time. Honestly, I've been doing a lot of WoW this week.
Good endeavor.
Well, they dropped since they dropped patch 5.2, Thunder Isle's out. That is some hard stuff. I mean, it's good, it's fun, but it's challenging. I mean, my character's fairly buff and she's fairly equipped, but even as a hunter, I was dying multiple times on some of these quests.
Okay.
So it's just like, whoa, it's a challenge, but it's fun.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. Although, whoever the thecophiliac is at Blizzard, tone it down.
That bad, huh?
Okay. I don't know who it is. Somebody at Blizzard's got a fetish. In Burning Crusade, there was a quest where you had to go searching through effectively sheep poop for a thing for a quest.
Okay.
There was a similar quest to it. I don't remember exactly what it was in Northrend for Wrath of the Lich King. And in the first part of Pandaria, you have a thing where you have to go stick flags in poop so somebody else can go pick the seeds from it. In Thunder Isle, you're fighting these lizard things called Sorok. And the idea is they're filthy. They fetid meat piles, blah blah blah. And there's this area called the Pool of Filth, and as part of the effort to clean it up, you have to take out all these what are they called? Quivering filth bubbles, which are those little bubble monsters. Only they have a face now. That's not the worst part.
Wait, it gets worse than that?
Oh yeah, no. You got the little bubbles going around that you're shooting at, but as you shoot them, chunks of poo are flying off of them.
Wow, Blizzard, what the hell, man?
Yeah, I know. It's like, who the F came up with this at Blizzard? Oh,
okay, then.
God. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Blizz. I love the game. I'm going to continue playing the game, but what the freak were you thinking? Anyway,
well, let's do this.
So,
Let's move away from the.
let's move away from pedophiliacs and move on to.
Let's talk about Hulu for all of the things.
Oh yeah, because there's something really cool going on with Hulu right now. Thanks
because one Mr. William Shatner.
Yes,
because of
hit a big birthday.
He's 82 years old. How?
Yeah.
He does not look 82.
He certainly doesn't look 30 again.
No, he doesn't look. No. Like if you take a look at him, and I'm like, okay, he looks to me mid 60s.
Yeah, I'd say 60s.
But in honor of his 82nd birthday, if you head over to Hulu, it started last week, but it goes all the way to the end of this month and might be extended longer. If you head over to Hulu, you can watch all of Star Trek for free in its entirety. And I'm talking original series, Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise. So if you're digging it, you're a big
awesome. Although they won't do it. I'm sorry, I cut you off there.
Go for it.
If they'd include the animated series.
Oh my god.
Then you would have everything.
As long as for every single original series episode, it started with a precursor to Leonard Nimoy's the legend, the tale of Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins, yeah. I mean, that's just, you got to have that in there somewhere.
Some hippie hobbit chicks, yeah. God. Although if you're going to do that, then you need to wait a minute. Since it's William Shatner, you've got to get his version of Rocket Man.
Yes, very true. Plus the Family Guy homage.
And he sang Hey Mr. Tambourine Man.
What was there was a movie about Trekkies that he was in, and he was promoting one of his new albums in it, and it was like
it's either Trekkies. Well, there's a movie called Trekkies that was done with Denise Crosby, where she was going to various conventions.
No, it wasn't that one. It was actually
one that Shatner himself did. That was a documentary.
Meet the Captains. That was a really good one.
That was a good one.
There was another one. I think it was like To Boldly Go or something like that, where a bunch of fans were just helping out Shatner. It was almost like a slice of life Seinfeld kind of thing.
Oh God!
But they were almost like they were messing around with all the Trekkie jokes and whatnot. And at the end, it ends with this giant house party with Shatner doing his talk song fusion thing.
I'm a rocket man.
Talking about like the Ides of March or something like that, trying to do it to like a hip hop beat. I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Hip hop Shat?
Oh, wow. Oh man.
Oh, that could be funny actually.
Oh,
the syncopated rhythm on that.
It was interesting.
I can imagine.
So yeah, if you guys after the show and a big Trekkie fan, go over to Hulu and watch your favorite Star Trek episode for free.
You could spend an entire week doing nothing but that. There's enough hours in the episodes.
Yes. My former roommates would, pick a series and marathon it and take like a couple weeks and go through it.
Now, here's a question. Do you know if the original series episodes are the originals, or are they the ones with the updated special effects?
I don't know. My personal guess on that is going to be the original, not the updated ones.
Well, I think the updated special effects might be easier to do. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. I haven't tuned in too much on Hulu, so I've been busy, 1, looking for a job, and 2, watching a crap ton of anime like I always do. So you got to have your
I'm doing a little bit of WoW. I saw you in WoW.
A little bit of WoW, yes, true. Okay, let's get right to our usual nod to Disney.
Our weekly Disney input.
But this one is a 2-parter because it's half, okay, that can be kind of cool, and half Disney, what in the hell were you thinking?
Disney lost his damn mind.
Okay. We've talked about before how Disney, like every other company in Hollywood, has decided, you know what, instead of making brand new movies or based on brand new IPs,
being creative,
let's just remake all of our old, franchises. Not only are they working on a remake of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Flight of the Navigator.
That has potential, at least.
Maybe. They also announced Flight of the Navigator and The Rocketeer.
Okay, that's dumb.
I mean,
it's not even that old.
Not to mention considering The Rocketeer takes place in the 1940s or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
How can you remake that? It's going to be in the exact same location. It's going to look exactly the same.
How can you replace Jennifer Connelly?
Good point, because she doesn't look that good anymore. She does not look like that.
She still looks good though.
I mean, Howard Shore's soundtrack was fantastic. I own it. It's great stuff. But no, Disney decides, you know what? We're gonna rape some of your childhood a little bit more.
Yeah.
They made the announcement they are going to remake Pete's Dragon. Why?
What is the point?
I don't freaking understand. It makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, especially when you're looking at the story behind Pete's Dragon, and you're seriously going to try to remake that? How?
Well, and part of the whole thing
CG?
about Pete's Dragon, well, and then that's what they'll do. They'll you know, they're going to CG the dragon, which is kind of pointless because part of the whole effect of the original was the fact that it was a hand animated dragon,
and it worked well.
That was the whole point. I mean, I don't know. Disney's lost its damn mind. That's all I got to say.
I mean, obviously they're going to go down the CG route.
Well, they kind of have to. I mean, I'd be shocked if they didn't.
Well, considering in a recent
is Justin Bieber going to be the kid? Yeah, I know that was harsh. It was very hard to say that with a straight face.
You're a horrible, horrible man for saying that.
Ain't gonna leave your mind now, is it?
I mean, you look at something like this. I mean, here's just a shot from it. To turn that into CG, you don't invoke the same feelings.
Well, no, not necessarily. Okay,
to me, you couldn't invoke the same feelings.
You can evoke emotion and feelings with it. That's not the problem. It just, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the original.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, redoing Spider-Man. Okay, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But,
yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, my faith in Disney, I had faith in Disney for a little while there. And then with the crap they're doing with Star Wars, the crap they're about to do with Pete's Dragon, I heard a rumor, and part of me kind of hopes it's true, part of me doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a rumor they're going to remake Black Hole.
That might have possibilities because that was, back at the time, was limited by the technology of its day.
I loved that movie.
Yes.
I'm one of the few people I know who loved that movie, but I loved that movie.
It was a fun movie. The rumor about this adaptation is where the protagonist, Pete, uses the dragon as a method of coping with the dark world around him. Think almost Disney's adaptation of World of Wild Things are.
Dealing with the world around him or dealing with loss? Does that mean is Pete suddenly going to become an orphan? Is either going to get baited by North Korea? What?
Wait, let's tie this all together. Okay, so Pete's parents.
Red Dawn he's going to be Red Dawn with a green dragon.
Well, you got Pete's parents who are Secret Service agents, and because North Koreans bombed the United States. Go ahead.
G.I. Joes, and the fake president who's Zartan kills him when he bombs the base.
He sees him and goes, no, and then runs away, and then coping with the disaster, he imagines this magical dragon that takes him away, which just happened to be he was on LSD, but
But what he doesn't know is that because his parents were exposed to LSD as part of as governmental drug trials, he suddenly gets the magic power to make his visions come real. Suddenly the dragon...
Someone just turned to Akira now, and then...
all of a sudden, the dragon starts taking his revenge. Wolverines. Days, but
oh man, we have too much fun with stuff like this.
By the way,
we really should sit down and just think of really crappy ideas for these remakes.
Yeah, we should.
And what's sad is probably a small percentage of them will probably come true.
Should probably make money too.
All right. Let's move on to the other bit of news that it's actually could be good. It's expected, but it still could be cool.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened because it's effectively already done, well, largely in the Florida one.
Well, yeah, what we're talking about, Disney recently sent out an online survey to annual pass holders with a number of just questions about the park. How'd you feel? What was the best part? What do you have problems with? Etc., etc. But then there was this little bit here. And you can't see it's a little small, but it states, how interested would you be in visiting a Star Wars themed land at the Disneyland Resort?
Can you imagine how many tens there were on that? I'll bet you it's an even mix. I bet you they're going to have half tens, half zeros. Because you're pretty much one or the other when it comes to Disney and Star Wars.
True. I think it could be good. I mean, Disney has done well, like you said, over Walt Disney World for the area around Star Tours. It essentially is a Star Wars land.
Yeah, it's a subset, but yeah.
Yeah. To expand that, but here's my question though. Where in the bloody hell could they put it in Disneyland?
That was my question, yeah. Where are they going to, I mean, unless they knock a hole in Toontown.
Or?
There's a whole lot of back lot there. There's actually a whole lot of back lot that's mainly storage and I think a wood shop behind Pooh Corner.
True. That's very true. The only thing I could think of, well, there's two things I can think of possible locations for this. One, they throw it in California Adventure, DCA.
Yeah, that's where they're throwing a lot of the modern stuff.
Because they still have room in that area where they expanded out for Cars Land.
Mm-hmm.
But what seems most plausible is that they would just essentially reskin Tomorrowland.
The problem with that, I don't think they're going to do that.
Okay.
Because we've already pretty much had it confirmed that they're going to redo Interventions as Stark Pavilion.
Okay.
So that would kind of clash a bit.
A little bit, yeah, I can see that.
Also, Star Wars is really... The 1K acre wood on 3 steps.
I mean, there are things I can think of regarding, like, they can pull out, like, Bugs Land and make that to be Star Wars area.
Rumor that I've heard a rumor they're gonna kill that, but I don't know if that one's true or not. No, but the Star Wars is already pretty tightly associated with the main park.
This is true.
I don't really see them migrating it over to DCA, although they might. I mean, it's Disney. They're remaking freaking Pete's Dragon, so they may be stupid enough to do that, you know. But
I mean, Bob Iger's does some great stuff, but I wouldn't put it past him.
But I think a Star Wars land could be great. Actually, there's a whole section behind. Remember that video I showed you last week of the archives they released that show the building of the original park?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They explain it, and it's mentioned in there. Behind the facade of Main Street, there's not the side next to Jungle Land, because that's where they actually, or Jungle Cruise, because that's where they actually store the boats. But behind the other side,
yeah,
there's a whole big open section.
Well, there's Harbor Point, which is the employer cafeteria, which is actually pretty good. Right. That's also the entrance exit point where they put all the floats for all the parades.
Right.
So they kind of, I mean, but they can easily, you know, expand into that section.
Yeah, they can mitigate that. It's not like they don't have tunnels under the damn thing.
It's true. From a former cast member, I can.
So you've got that. They've got the space. There's places they can do it. Is more my point.
True.
So I think it'd be awesome.
And I guess that kind of would work in the sense that if you left Tomorrowland the way it is, because like you said, they're going to be redoing Interventions, they take the back area behind that and expand that section to like a Star Wars land. I could see that.
You know they're going to make a kiddie ride. It's going to have a sign with Yoda saying, "Shorter than this height you must be."
If they make a kids ride starring Jar Jar Binks, I will fire.
Oh, that would be evil. That would be evil.
Let's just leave it at that. Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's talk about. We have a sponsor.
Yes, yes. This is now a word from our sponsor. So I hope you guys give this some serious consideration because they're our sponsor.
Yes, and we had to make sure this is perfectly done because they're they're notorious for let's just leave it at that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's just play it.
Citizens of the world. Hey guys, it's me, Cobra Commander from Cobra! And as you know, recently my home and base of operations, Cobra Island, was destroyed by the nefarious, low-down G.I. Joes! So, here we are on Kickstarter, trying to raise funds to build an all-new Cobra Island. I'd like to set the record straight. We are not a deadly terrorist regime, hell-bent on world domination. We are a worldwide organization that employs hundreds of thousands of Cobra troopers. Cobra is committed to improving the community. Did you know one time we created a weather device to make it sunny every day? Here's a few incentives if you donate. A $10 contribution gets you this cool Cobra sticker. You can rock it on your Prius or your MacBook or whatever. $200 gets you the services of Storm Shadow for a whole week. And yes, we'll still throw in the sticker. $1,000 gets you a new Cobra persona and an honorary place in Cobra. $10,000 and I will reveal to you my true identity. $50,000 and I'll force the Baroness to show you her breasts. Look, we're trying to raise $94 billion! So take heed, world leaders. You have 24 hours to help us reach this goal, or I will unleash the mass device and take over the world!
Commander?
What's that?
We do not have the mass device. G.I. Joe stopped us, remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, darn it. I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, anyway, if you could still donate, that'd be really cool. Thanks for watching, Kickstarter. And as always, don't forget, Cobra!
Now you see why we had to get it right, because we don't want Cobra coming down on us.
Oh man, I wish this Kickstarter was real.
So do I. That would be awesome if it were.
I mean, because that's a steal. $200 to have your own personal evil ninja for a week. The things I would do.
I would the $50,000 for Baroness, but that's just me.
Oh, good times.
Sorry for trolling you guys.
Yeah. Like we would have a sponsor.
It was in the name of a good joke, so.
It just worked so well. And it just,
all right.
The video was funny as hell. We had to throw it in.
I saw that earlier this week, and I'm like, Jason, we have to show this.
All right. Let's move on to some tech news.
Yes.
Well, it's tech/gaming. So we've talked before about the WikiPad, which is going to be like this $600 tablet with a quad-core processor designed to play the latest games on the go.
Yeah.
And that's still vaporware. There's been demo units, but no retail units have been shipped out yet.
Have they even released full retail specs yet?
No, they haven't released full retail specs yet. They keep on changing it. I haven't heard anything from them since NVIDIA made the announcement of their Project Shield handheld gaming system at earlier this year.
Okay.
So I haven't heard much from them. But there is another gaming tablet that has been it's been on the radar for a while, and it's finally actually released. You can buy this, and it's actually decent specs for the tablet, and it has physical buttons, so you can actually control everything just fine. Mm-hmm. What I'm talking about is the Arcos Gamepad. This is a 7-inch. It's an Android tablet, 7-inch, 1024 by 600 screen. So I mean, it's decent resolution. It's nothing really high def. I mean, if you have like an iPad,
for a tablet, that's not bad. I mean, it's not a Retina screen, but it's not
a Retina screen. But it has all those honest to goodness, physical buttons. So if you wanted to play a game, that's pretty epic.
Yeah, playing Final Fantasy on my iPad drove me insane. I hated that control scheme.
Some tech specs include a 1.6 gigahertz dual core CPU, a Mali 400 GPU, It's not the most powerful thing, but it can play most Android games. But the two best things about it, one is the price. This entire gaming tablet, I mean, aside from playing your games, you can use it as a regular tablet. All your Android apps will work on this. Is the price? It's $179. You can buy it now.
How much memory?
I believe it's 816 or 32 or something like that. You can find it online. You can buy it actually via, I think, Amazon.
Is the tablet portion removable? Because looking at that, it literally looks like somebody took controllers and stuck them to the end.
Unfortunately, they're integrated into it. So
okay,
the main design of this thing is a game
stuck on.
Yeah. Now that was one of the whole nice things about the WikiPad was that it had this massive epic controller setup, but the actual screen, the tablet part, was removable.
Okay.
Of course, that's
so it's peripheral effectively.
Exactly.
Okay.
This one, it's all built into it. So, I mean, it looks, as someone said in the chat, the Shadar, it looks like an oversized PSP or a PS Vita.
Yeah, kinda.
But I mean, it's kind of cool that at least this is one of the first major forays into an Android gaming tablet. There's been several announcements thus far, like we talked about, but this is one of the first ones that was
to actually hit the road, hit the market.
Exactly. Not to mention the Ouya, the other Android-based gaming thing. It's more a little tiny box that you connect to your TV via HDMI. That is actually released now, I believe, to Kickstarters. So, which means there's a retail version coming out eventually later this year. I think Android's
finally positioning itself to be a viable alternate OS. I don't at this point see it becoming a competitor nearly on the level of OS X or Windows, but it's getting there.
It's an option now. I mean,
yeah.
No longer are you limited to playing, Snake on your old school Nokia phone that is indestructible.
Oh, God.
Come on, you had one, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And I did too. So I think I still have it somewhere. That thing has been.
And then there was Bob the something or other that you had to bounce the ball and avoid the nails. Played that one a lot too.
But now you can get full games that you would normally find only on consoles or specific handheld gaming systems like a Game Boy or a 3DS or a PSP. You can now get on a tablet. So
now, how open is the Android format on this thing? Because MAME is out for Android.
This is true, and from what I've been able to read in onto it, it's pretty much stock Android.
Okay, so if it's stock Android, that means you can do stuff with it. Does it have an SD card?
I don't remember if it has an SD slot. I think it does.
If it has an SD slot, it's a MAME machine. It's a portable MAME machine.
Of course, the thing is, though, I'm still one of the belief that I will eventually build a MAME cabinet.
Yeah, me too. That's one of my projects, and that's wait until I get a house, though.
Yeah, but
I will build a MAME box.
In the meantime, like the only MAME game that I was always playing all the time was actually Super Puzzle Fighter Turbo, because I love that game with the passion.
I think the two I played the most on my MAME was oh God, it was what was that stupid game? The Star Trek, the old vector-based Star Trek game.
Oh,
it was Star Trek, but it was Star Trek the video game. But I played that a lot.
Okay.
And the adaptation of that control was garbage. But there was that one, and I want to say Spy Hunter. Yeah, I played a grip ton of Spy Hunter on MAME.
There you go. I like that. All right. Well, this is out now. It's may not be for everyone, but it's the first one to hit the market. So
I would love to get my hands on one just to try it, not to buy it yet. But I'd love to experiment with it.
True. All right. Like we talked about at the beginning of the episode, that there was a ton of events going on this weekend and upcoming next weekend. Like this past weekend, there was PAX East for all the video game stuff. Over in Japan, going on right now, actually might be ended by now.
I think it ended.
Yeah,
I think it's over.
Is the Tokyo Anime Fair. Next week in Anaheim is WonderCon. So number of things going on, which means a lot of.
And next week is Easter.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Are we doing a show next week?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Sorry,
Just wanna make sure.
I'm not religious, so it's like, oh, it's Easter.
Just making sure.
A lot of stuff going on, but
Inquiring minds want to know.
okay.
And next week is Frolicon for those of
Yes.
you who are going to Frolicon.
Kathy,
Wear
wear
bunny
bunny
ears.
ears.
No, it's funny. I actually have a set.
I'm
remember
not
that?
surprised.
Remember that cap? Remember those caps they gave us?
Oh,
The
really?
They gave us the little felty hats with the floppy ears.
Yes.
I still have that.
Actually, I think I still have one. Yeah, okay. We'll have stuff for that then. I'll have to find it.
We'll do the bunny. We'll rock the bunny ears next week.
All right. Well, let's talk about some news real quick that came out of Tokyo Anime Fair, or TAF for short. Gainax, they had a huge booth. They announced no less than 6 projects that they are currently working on. Just
Were
one.
any of them Panty and Stocking season 2?
None.
Damn.
I searched all over the net trying to find out what Gainax was announcing, and there's not a hint of anything Panty and Stocking related.
Damn it.
So, but surprisingly, Gainax has decided to go back to a previous collaboration with car manufacturer Subaru. You might remember on a previous review show Michael and I did, we talked about a series called Hokago no Pleiades.
Yeah.
It was a 6-part
Commercial, basically.
basically 6-part series that was only released online on YouTube. Well, Gainax announced at TAF they are going back and revisiting this series by making a full theatrical film. Which my question is, why?
Film of magical girls with that fly on brooms that sound like Subaru vehicles. I kid you not. That's what's in the show.
To get in their magical clubhouse, they have to use the key from a Subaru.
The key that looks like a Subaru. It was
I think it was from a WRX, but
yeah.
The brooms that the magical witches fly around in all sound like Subaru cars revving up.
Yeah, it's. Well, you know what? Hey, if Subaru's willing to shell out the bucks, you know.
I guess so. I mean, they already have a decent number of people who are working on it. I mean,
now the question is, will Subaru go fan servicey at all? Because Gainax loves their fan service.
This is true, and sometimes they go a little extreme on that.
I don't know. I thought the one scene in Panty and Stocking when they're in the cop uniforms and everybody's turning into zombies was pretty damn funny.
Yes.
Wobble, 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 wobble.
It's still funny that, you know, like someone said in the chat, that there's one thing when you have product placement. This is just taking that to a whole new level.
But you know what? They're not the first to do it.
This is true. They are not.
I mean, in the West, they've been doing they've been experimenting with how to do that for ages. I mean, there was a scene. What was it? With that show Eureka. There were several episodes where there was serious product placement. Case in point, the stupidest of them all, was there was an episode where they were sponsored by, I think it was Degree antiperspirant.
Oh, right.
And there was this whole big thing, and there was this project where they had created an artificial sun, and it went haywire, and it was going to melt the town and burn everybody, blah, 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 blah. And they had to go in and do whatever they were going to do. And the thing they needed to keep them from surviving the heat was Degree antiperspirant all over. It's like, really? Really?
Yeah. Cannot
but
believe
the
that.
series alive, so, you know.
True. So we'll find more information about this later on this year, but they are going to make a movie adaptation of it, which is very, very surprising.
It actually wasn't a bad series.
It wasn't.
I mean, the show wasn't bad. It was cheesy as hell with the vroom vroom flying brooms, but
hey, at least it wasn't Peace Echo Smile, the Toyota piece of crap.
I actually have thankfully dodged that.
That
bullet.
one was just pathetic.
More pathetic than Dead Man Wonderland?
Actually, yes.
Wow, you didn't fight me on that one. I'm impressed.
I've learned my lesson somewhat on that. Oh, man. Although, I gotta say, the best, product animation or product tie-in kind of thing that I've seen recently.
Bunny, hands down.
Huh?
Tiger and Bunny, hands down.
For product placement, yes. But I think there's one better than that. That was more entertaining than Tiger and Bunny. It was a 7-minute short by Production IG in conjunction with Mercedes-Benz to showcase their new C-Class. And it's all about this. Oh my God! If you have time, because we'll end actually on time almost closely. We have time to show it.
They changed the name, Japan Junkie.
You'll
see variations of Family Mart. You'll see variations of
7-Eleven.
Lawson's. No, is it Lawson's?
Lawson's.
Yeah, Lawson's is the other. Lawson's.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see variations of Lawson's. They usually tweak the name slightly.
Sure.
But Tiger and Bunny, I mean, they made it part of the story.
Very true. They went all the
superheroes that are sponsored by
Ustream, Bandai, Amazon, SoftBank.
I mean, I mean, if you're going to do product placement, that's the way to do it.
This is true.
The most effective way that doesn't terribly interfere with the story.
I mean, yes, you have Hatsune Miku doing I think it's with Family Mart right now.
She's doing Domino's too.
The Domino's thing blew up in Japan.
Yeah,
they ran out of the special boxes to do the VR app within the first week.
Wow.
Yeah, they ran out fast. Nice Star says about KFC. Well, KFC has some tie-ins here and there.
The thing is, like I said, a lot of them, what they do is, you'll see references that you obviously know it's McDonald's, you obviously know it's KFC, you obviously know it's 7-Eleven, but they'll tweak it, or like you'll see Sony, and Sony will be
what was it from Kaneki? It's a Sony.
Yeah, they'll do things like where they'll tweak one of the letters, or like I saw one where they actually made it FONY, so it was phony. But I mean, Hokage no Pleiades in a theater. I'd like to, I remember when we reviewed it, we were saying we want to see what happens with the story, because the story was pretty good.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. The other bit of news, we're gonna jump to and we'll go back.
Jump to. We still didn't do 33 yet, and I like 33.
Did I skip?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping to 33.
Okay.
Back to 31. Yeah, sorry. The other bit of news that we saw coming out of Tokyo Anime Fair is a teaser site for an upcoming project that's going to happen in 2014. A classic, a very classic series. This was back in like the late 80s, early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What we're talking about.
Incredible story.
Yes, so there's going to be a live-action adaptation for Patlabor.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this.
That could be good.
Patlabor. I mean, I know a lot of people who hate that show because it's too. They're always telling me, "Oh, it's too slow." No, it's a psychological thriller.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God!
I have most of the series on DVD. Now, my question is, will there be a return of the mini Patos?
That would be awesome.
Little mini Patos wandering around.
What I'm wondering is, are they going to do? Well, first off, are they going to do the original? Are they following the series? Are they going to do the typical movie, condense the series into one movie thing? Are they going to do the first Patlabor story, which was the one with the one weather thing off the coast? Are they going to do the second one where the Patlabors all start going crazy?
All we know,
they're both really good stories.
I mean, all we know is that
the labors will be CG.
It has to be, but then again, given CG nowadays, that could be incredible.
Yeah, that could be really cool. We do not understand. Yes, that is true. Haters gonna hate. I loved Patlabor.
It could be good. I mean, was it Mamono Oshii directed? It was a 2-minute CG / live action pilot for Patlabor back in the late 90s that you can find online. Yeah, did you not know about that?
I actually did not know about that one.
I was back at I think 1998. It was just a pilot to get funding to create a full movie, but it never happened until now. So.
Okay, I'm cool. The charts pointing out Transformers level CGI. Yes, I think that would be cool as long as they don't go with that design scheme. If they go Transformers level CGI but keep the original labor designs,
Please.
that would be cool. I mean, if they go making them look all Michael Bay, that won't work for a Patlabor.
I never understood that. When you have like, let's talk about Optimus Prime for a moment.
Oh, that one actually makes sense.
Well, to me, here's the thing: you have a basic design of the truck and semi, and or a truck and a bed, and when you even in the old school anime, you can tell what parts went to where. When they turn into CG, that turned from like 20 parts to over 4,000 parts per character.
Right, and you know why? Because they wanted the transformations to be... I mean, I actually kind of support them in one sense. You know, like, people were all pissed off at Optimus Prime with a flat nose, not a long nose truck. Well, if they tried to do... the Optimus Prime also magically changed in size because of that.
Mm-hmm.
In order to be the height he was supposed to be, they had to make him a long nose truck to fit all the parts in.
True.
So
I don't know. I was not a fan of the Transformers, the Michael Bay designs for Transformers, and now the shit he's gonna do to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is gonna be ridiculous. Let's
get rid of that.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit of news. This was not in correlation with TAF, but it announced around the same time. There is a small licensing company stateside called Made in Japan, or Made in Japan. And they usually team with like Sentai Filmworks, basically ADV 2.0. And they made the announcement that they acquired the license to an old school anime and basically rescued it. The series is called Black Magic M66. I'm just going to play the trailer for it. No audio.
Classic Shiro.
Yep. Well, the thing is, not only is it classic Shiro, this is the only anime that Shiro actively worked on. Not just, okay, I sign off on this. He was, Shiro was there working with,
Right, he was actually a consultant.
Yeah. I mean, this was back in, late 80s, like 1987.
Yeah, and that's going to make Nikki very happy.
Yes. The idea behind it is, two malfunctioning combat androids are accidentally unleashed on a terminate at all costs mission against the unsuspecting granddaughter of their creator. So the entire city becomes basically a battleground. Even the military can't even stop them. You have the main character, Sybil, which is a freelance journalist who's out to get the scoop of her life. If she can only keep both herself and her subject alive long enough to file a report. But because it's classic Shiro, she has problems forgetting things like, forgetting to put clothes on. And I mean,
it's not Shiro without boobs.
I was going to say Shiro, sci-fi, also boobs.
Yeah, pretty much. That's Shiro.
I mean, that's classic Shiro. So
but Shiro also does really good storytelling,
so
stories.
We are going to get this July 9th on DVD and in digital format, so you can download from iTunes and whatnot.
Do it in Blu-ray because that was shot on film.
I wish it would come on Blu-ray, but they're only going to do DVD for this round.
I'll pick it up anyway.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's classic Shiro. Shiro is awesome.
Nikki will pick it up if nothing else.
Okay. Before we get to our usual wrap things up, what we're watching, let's quickly talk about some information that came out of PAX East. The Penny Arcade Expo that happens in Boston. And I just got to play this video because this was my childhood. I remember playing this game over and over again. Capcom teamed up with a company called Way Forward to remaster an NES classic. And I'm sorry, I have to play it. Come on, Michael. I have to.
I'm not. Go for it.
All right. Yeah. Yes, DuckTales.
The quote from Cliffy B surprised me. That was actually, all silliness aside, that was a hell of a platformer in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the better ones, and it looks good upgraded, up-resed.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed.
WayForward took the original pixels and gave it more of a cartoon feel. All the backgrounds are now done in 3D. They took the original layout from the original game and then expanded it significantly, as they say. And here's the kicker. They got the original Disney voice talent from the cartoons to come back and reprise their roles. Everybody.
Nice.
So, I mean, just that part alone that's freaking awesome. Not to mention, there's going to be there won't be online multiplayer, but you can actually track all your stats. And
I say online multiplayer in DuckTales, that would be freaky.
That would be awesome. But hey, I mean, you still have global leaderboards, so you still have some sort of competition going on with that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I had to throw it in there. It was a big surprise. It's coming out this summer on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and on the Wii U. It needs to come out on PC. I hope there's a PC port of this somewhere.
Steam will get it. Steam should get it.
Steam damn well better get it.
I'll play it. I mean, it's hopefully it's not too expensive, but I'll play it. Well, old-fashioned platformers are fun, man.
The thing is, if it's anything like current, download-only platformers that you find either on Steam or Xbox Live, you're looking at a maximum like $10 to $15.
Sometimes I've seen. Well, yeah. Yeah, but it's Disney, so it could probably go as high as 30.
That's true. It easily could. But it better be damn good for that price, though. So,
if they follow the original maps, it should be.
Now, Michael, we're going to switch gears a little bit. Have you ever played a game called Bastion?
I don't remember.
It was a nice revival of the isometric RPG.
Oh, I heard this one was coming out.
Really nice design, gorgeous graphics.
I mostly played isometrics. That's
isometric
like Bard's Tale
view, so it's at a 2/3 level. So
right. I played a lot of Bard's Tale, which is kind of like that.
Kind of like that, yeah.
I was really big on Bard's Tale. I also figured out how to cheat it on a thing, but that's beside the point. My characters all had millions of gold because there was a trick you could do where you pull the disc, flip it, save, flip the disc back, and play. And my characters ended up with gajillions of gold that way. I was a kid. What do you want?
Not a problem. If those of you who haven't played it yet, if you go to humblebundle.com, usually they've done a deal where they'll put like 6 or 7 games together like once every month. But they're starting to do weekly deals on a single game, and right now it's Bastion. You can pay $1 and get the game. Or if you pay more than, I think the average, which is like about $6 or $7, you get like the soundtrack, you get sheet music, you get art collections, you get, the works. So
yeah,
definitely want to check that out.
I'd love to see them do if they're going to do a resurgence of the isometric games. Somebody needs to go back and grab some of the old ones and up-res them.
Ooh,
like Day of the Tentacle.
Oh,
that was it's not porny for those of you who haven't heard of it.
No, it's old school LucasArts.
Old school LucasArts. But they did the One Pirates one.
True.
I forget what it was called. But I'd love to see them bring those back.
Oh, you're talking about Curse of Monkey Island.
Curse of Monkey Island, thank you. Yeah, they redid the One Monkey Island. Go back and redo Day of the Tentacle. Go back and redo some of the other isometrics that were out there.
Point and click
there
games.
were some really nice ones. And they were a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah. I know another like isometric view, old school RPG, the Heroes of Might and Magic series.
Yep.
All those games.
Bard's Tale was part of that.
The what was it? The developer actually made an announcement at PAX East, and they showcased a trailer, just a quick teaser trailer for Might and Magic 10 Legends. So a new one.
Thing's still going.
It's still going. It's a series that will never die. It has a small but very, very fiercely dedicated fan base.
Like Ultima.
True, Ultima. That's I found an original Ultima Online server that's still active.
Yeah,
I could
it's
not
still
believe
going.
that.
It's right up. What shocks me also is EverQuest is still going.
Yeah.
Gen 1 EverQuest is still going. And getting expansions.
That's the thing that surprised me with that. It's getting expansions. I mean,
They-
did
people
EQ2
pay
not do
for
all
it.
that well? Or
What level are they up to now? 500? You know, I mean, how many times can you raise that level cap?
good point. I'm sure Blizzard will get to that problem eventually with WoW, but it's not there yet.
Well, yeah, you notice they've been doing it in 5-level increments now instead of 10 level
10
increments with BC.
Not to mention a lot of these are going to free to play and whatnot, so in private servers for the old school games. So
Oh, yeah. Speaking of private servers, Marvel has there was when City of Heroes and City of Villains went down. There was a petition going out for Marvel to pick it up,
I remember, yes.
use that engine, and do their Marvel version with it. They didn't. They are doing their own thing. Marvel, what's it called? Hang on, I've got the beta on my screen. Hold on.
Marvel Legends or something like that.
Hold on. Marvel Heroes. It's
Heroes.
called.
Okay.
It's I can't really talk about it. It's not an MMO in the classic sense. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I think COH and COV, I'd love for them to release. I still want them to release the source code. They can release source code and let people do private servers. I will put one up.
That'd be nice.
Galaxies. I'd like to see Galaxies have them release the stuff. They won't. They
No,
never will.
they
Because
never will.
Star Wars. But
No.
the Galaxies, that was impressive graphics for the day.
For the day, yeah, it was.
I mean, it's impressive by today's standards.
I mean,
It looked better than quality, level of pixels, level of polygons, level of emotion, level of customization was higher than WoW,
this is
higher
true, yes.
than most games.
But now they're working on the Old Republic, so
Right, which need to go. I haven't been there. We need to go back to the Old Republic. I haven't been there in a while.
yeah, I nixed my subscription, so I need to go back and renew that. So,
Well, it's free to play, so you can still
that's
go
true.
in.
I could still do that. But, going back to what we were talking about with Bastion, the developers, Supergiant Games at PAX East, showcased a trailer for their next game. This is actually going to be same viewpoint, same isometric, style. This is going to be more of a sci-fi action RPG. And this one is called Transistor, and we have the trailer.
When you speak, I hear silence. Every word a defiance. I can hear, oh, I can hear. Think I'll go where it suits me. Moving now to a country of everyone.
Looks interesting. I want that song.
Yeah, the song's good. They're Supergiant, the developers. They're aiming for an early 2014 release. So I'm hoping by the end of this year we'll start not only getting more information about the game, but maybe a playable demo. So we'll find out.
Yeah, that would be nice. Or maybe E3. More details.
E3 maybe, yeah. All right, well, to wrap things up like always, Michael, what have you been watching?
Not a lot. I've been working. I've been helping train people. Let's see, what have I been watching? Yeah, nothing. This week I'm actually kind of nothing this week.
Okay.
I still want to go finish. I want to finish watching the rest of season 2 of Game of Thrones. So maybe I'll do that in the next week or so.
Okay. I've been watching a crap load of anime. I'm still marathoning Spice and Wolf. I have the Blu-ray set for both seasons, so after reading the manga and some of the light novels, it's a nice...
Does it stay dark, or does it get a little lighter?
Well, the whole thing, if you read it or read the manga and whatnot, it goes up and down in terms of, going light, happy, and then goes really dark. Dialogue has always been great. I swear, there are some scenes that I thought the dialogue would have been written by Joss Whedon.
Really?
Yeah, the dialogue between, all the characters is actually getting pretty good. Yes, I mean, the majority of the series is not about the naked wolf girl. Hello. The whole thing's it's the best animated version of trying to explain economics. Medieval era economics. It's really good.
Okay.
Again, next time when I come up, I will bring over the Blu-rays so you can borrow them and check them out. Which you still need to watch K-On! Season 2.
I was going to say, hopefully I'll have watched K-On! Season 2 by then.
But I guess that's going to be it for this episode. Stay tuned for a short post-show. I know Michael has to take off a little early, but I will showcase that Mercedes-Benz 6-minute video. Yeah, I found it.
Link me.
Okay, I'll link you during the post-show. So, Michael, you have anything else to add to this, or are we all good?
I think we're good at this point.
Okay. Well, guys,
Oh, wait. Did they already do it? There was an Ask Me Anything that Japan Expo was doing with their announced guests.
Oh, that's right. That was the 26th.
It's the 26th, right?
I want to think it was the 26th.
Okay, so Tuesday at... Hang on, let me find the time. Sorry, I
no worries. That's why I was asking. That's something I actually threw in the last week's notes and I forgot to add. So
since they announced it on Twitter, it's March 27th.
Okay.
So they're going to be doing an Ask Me Anything on Reddit with Kozaki-san, who's been invited to, who's the first announced guest for Japan Expo USA.
Epic character designer, most recently known for doing all the character designs for Fire Emblem Awakening. So if you're one of those who has spent 90 plus hours on that game, you want to tune in for this.
And that's going to be on March 27th at 5 p.m. Pacific. So
at your local Reddit.
Check that out. At your local Reddit.
I need to make a subreddit for this. Just because.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining us for this episode for From My Mother's Basement. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.